Have you noticed that the console wars are over? But not in the way we imagined. There wasn't a big winner. Instead, each platform just went its own way, and get this. The one who actually came out on top was the PC? Yep, you heard that right. Let's dive into this. And trust me, it'll all make sense by the end. Hey there, welcome to Games Insights. I'm Arthur, and when we think of console wars, epic rivalries like Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis or PlayStation 3 versus Xbox 360 come to mind. Those were generations defined by fierce battles with gamers hyping up their favorite console like they were rooting for their home team. But something's changed nowadays. PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo seem more focused on their own strategies than duking it out head-to-head. Here's the plan. We're going to take a trip down memory lane, break down what's happening now, and figure out how each industry giant is carving out its niche today. So hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us your favorite console, past or present, to help this humble channel grow. Since the 90s, we've seen some legendary moments in the console wars. The Genesis versus SNES rivalry was the OG battle. Then came the PlayStation 1 versus Nintendo 64. And later, the pinnacle PlayStation 3 versus Xbox 360. Remember that? The Xbox 360 breaking ground with its online system, leaving Sony scrambling to catch up with exclusives like Uncharted and The Last of Us. But the game has changed. Each company has carved its own path like this. Nintendo is like the different one. Nintendo is like the oddball in the gaming industry, the one that never really got into the head-to-head battle of graphics and processing power. Since the Wii, Nintendo has stood out by focusing on innovation, crafting unique experiences for casual players and those nostalgic for its classic franchises. After the flop of the Wii U, Nintendo came back swinging with the Switch, a hybrid console that combines portable and home gaming, shining in two markets at once. Now, the Switch is on the verge of surpassing the PlayStation 2. As the best-selling console of all time. Even though it's technically weaker than its competitors, it's managed to pull in blockbuster titles like The Witcher 3 and Doom Eternal, proving that gamers value portability and fun more than cutting-edge graphics. Nintendo has also maximized its franchises, delivering hits like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, along with new Mario and Pokemon games. Nintendo's strategy of avoiding direct competition with PlayStation and Xbox remains crystal clear. The Switch is marching to the beat of its own drum, capturing players of all ages and building a unique, distinct ecosystem. PlayStation was its exclusives, PC, and experimental strategies. Sony kicked off this generation by doubling down on its winning formula, heavy-hitting exclusives like God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, and high-profile partnerships like Final Fantasy XVI. But at the same time, it started broadening its horizons. The biggest shift? Releasing exclusives on PC, games like Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us Part 1, and even Spider-Man have made their way to PC, generating extra revenue and attracting a new audience that had previously overlooked the PlayStation ecosystem. Another bold move was diving into live service games. Inspired by the success of titles like Fortnite and Destiny, Sony had up to 12 live service games in development, but several were axed after the colossal failure of Concord, which racked up nearly $500 million in losses. With Jim Ryan stepping down from leadership, PlayStation seems to be rethinking this approach, though it hasn't completely given up on the concept, as seen in the success of Helldivers 2. PlayStation is also exploring new platforms, including the Nintendo Switch, with titles like LEGO Horizon. The idea is to capture younger players and gradually pull them into the PlayStation ecosystem over time. And while the PlayStation 5 is selling well, Sony is still grappling with the challenge of justifying its price and exclusivity, especially since many games are still being released on the PlayStation 4. Xbox was kind of the king of the ecosystem. While PlayStation is still fine-tuning its next big strategy, Xbox has already found its groove. Led by Game Pass, Microsoft has practically dropped the idea of directly competing with Sony in console sales and instead positioned itself as a service. With Game Pass, you can play on console, PC, or even your TV via the cloud. No dedicated hardware required. On top of that, Xbox has gone all in on acquisitions, most notably buying Activision Blizzard for a staggering $70 billion. This deal brought Call of Duty directly to Game Pass, something that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. For Microsoft, it's no longer about where you play, but about being part of the Xbox ecosystem, whether that's on a console, PC, or even mobile devices. Another major win for Xbox is its backward compatibility. It's hands down the best choice for players who want to revisit old classics, spanning from the original Xbox to Xbox One. In comparison, Sony is still lagging behind in this area, offering a much more limited library of older games. Meanwhile, PC emerges as the biggest winner. Amid this strategic shift from the three gaming giants, the biggest winner has undoubtedly been the PC. Today it gets all Xbox games on day one, alongside many PlayStation exclusives after some time, and let's not forget emulation tech, which allows even Switch exclusives to be played on PC, often with better graphics, even international subtitles, something the original console doesn't provide. Adding to this is the rise of portable PCs like the Steam Deck and ROG Ally, offering Switch-like portability with the power and versatility of a PC. These devices have opened a new market, making more gamers consider the PC as either their primary platform or a perfect complement to consoles. In the end, as PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo drift further apart in their strategies, the PC has stepped up as the real winner of the console wars. It bridges the best of both worlds, offering gamers unparalleled freedom to customize their experience. The traditional console wars have lost their intensity. Sure, competition is still alive, but now the big players seem more focused on strengthening their ecosystems than on defeating each other and the ultimate winners in all this: us, the gamers, with more choices than ever before. Now, I want to grab your attention one more time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your subscription is crucial to the growth of this humble gaming channel that's just starting out. It helps us keep creating content, recording videos, and improving every day. We're counting on your support. So hit that subscribe button and drop a like. Thank you so much for supporting our work. It's an honor to have you with us, and see you later, alligator.